What's up, guys? Today I will telling about Icelandic 1 krona coin from 1981. The 1 krona coin from Iceland, minted in 1981, may appear small in size and monetary value, but it is rich in symbolism and historical context. This modest piece of currency is more than just metal. It is a snapshot of Iceland's economic evolution, cultural heritage, and the distinctive identity of a resilient island nation. Historical context: Iceland in the 1980s. In 1981, Iceland stood at a crucial juncture in its modern history. The island nation was adjusting to a changing economic landscape marked by inflation, currency reforms, and the ongoing need to modernize its economy, largely driven by fishing and energy industries. During this period, the krona had already undergone several revaluations due to inflation and economic instability. The krona, ISK, had been Iceland's official currency since 1874. But in 1981, Iceland was still reeling from the effects of the oil crisis of the 1970s, which had destabilized global markets. The Icelandic economy, heavily reliant on exports like fish and aluminum, experienced volatility due to fluctuating commodity prices and dependence on foreign trade. Amidst these economic conditions, coins like the 1 krona from 1981 served not only as tools of commerce, but also as reflections of national culture and governmental policy. Coin specifications and composition. The 1981 Icelandic 1 krona coin is struck in nickel-plated steel, a metal choice that reflects both durability and cost efficiency. This transition to less expensive metals was a practical measure during times of economic pressure, as the rising price of pure nickel and copper made older coinage more expensive to produce. Key specifications include diameter 21.5 mm, weight 4.8 grams, thickness approximately 1.5 millimeter, edge reeded, grooved. Composition: nickel-plated steel. The coin was minted at the Royal Mint in the United Kingdom, which has historically struck coins for many smaller nations, including Iceland. The design of the coin is emblematic, showcasing Iceland's reverence for its mythological heritage and natural environment. Obverse design: the four landvetter. The obverse of the coin, designed by sculptor Kristín Thorkelsdóttir, features a stylized depiction of a bull, one of the landvetter, mythical guardians of Iceland. According to Icelandic tradition, the land is protected by four such spirits: a dragon, a griffin or eagle, a bull, and giant. Each of these figures represents a cardinal direction and a part of the Icelandic coastline. Dragon, east griffin, eagle; north bull, west giant, south. The 1 krona coin specifically shows the bull, symbolizing protection over Western Iceland. This regional guardian is a nod to the importance of folklore in Icelandic culture and the deep spiritual connection Icelanders have with their natural landscape. Encircling the bull is the inscription Fjórir landvetter, which translates to four land wights or spirits. These figures not only protect the land from harm, according to legend, but they also reinforce a sense of national unity and independence. Denomination and date. The reverse side of the coin is relatively simple and modern in appearance. It features the numerical value 1 prominently in the center, the word krona below the denomination. The year 1981 split on either side of the numeral. The font is clean and bold, emphasizing clarity and ease of recognition. The minimalistic approach reflects the practical nature of the currency, which is primarily designed for everyday use. Symbolism and national identity coins are often miniature monuments of national identity. The 1981 1 krona is no exception. It serves not just as a medium of exchange, but also as a tangible representation of Icelandic values, strength, independence, and a deep respect for nature and myth. The inclusion of the bull, a powerful and steady creature, may also signify Iceland's perseverance during times of economic turbulence. In an era of inflation and shifting global markets, Iceland chose to reinforce its cultural heritage on its coinage rather than adopt external symbols. or figures, circulation and usage. The 1 krona coin was a common denomination in Iceland's economy in 1981. It was used for small everyday transactions, such as purchasing a newspaper, a cup of coffee, or children's sweets. However, like many low-denomination coins around the world, its purchasing power gradually declined over the years due to inflation. Today, while it is still legal tender, the 1 krona is rarely used in daily transactions. Iceland has embraced digital payments and electronic banking at a remarkable rate, making small coins like the 1 krona more of a collector's item or nostalgic token than a practical necessity. Numismatic value and collectability. From a collector's perspective, the 1981 1 krona coin is relatively common and not particularly rare, but its cultural and historical value elevates its significance. In circulated condition, it typically holds minimal monetary value, usually under $1 USD, but in uncirculated or proof condition, it may fetch slightly more among collectors of Nordic or modern world coins. Collectors value coins like this for several reasons. Representing Iceland's economy and culture during a key transitional period. Design elements. The unique use of mythological figures as national protectors. Minting quality. Coins struck at the Royal Mint are often well crafted and durable. Now, although not a high-value coin, its uniqueness lies in its symbolism and the story it tells of Iceland's resilience and identity, the future of the 1 krona coin. As Iceland moves further into a cashless economy, the role of coins continues to shrink. However, there is growing recognition of the artistic and educational value of old coinage. The 1 krona coin from 1981 serves as a historical artifact, helping to teach future generations about the economic, cultural, and artistic priorities of the late 20th century in Iceland. It stands as a piece of the national narrative, a reflection of how even the smallest unit of currency can carry great meaning. The 1981 Icelandic 1 krona coin is a compact yet powerful emblem of a proud and storied nation. With its mythical bull motif and straightforward design, it bridges the ancient and the modern, the mystical and the practical. In studying such a coin, we gain more than just insight into monetary policy. We gain a window into the values, struggles, and spirit of the Icelandic people. For numismatists and historians alike, the 1 krona is a reminder that even the humblest coin can tell a rich and enduring story. Next coin.
The Icelandic 1 krona coin from 1992 stands as more than just a monetary unit. It reflects a rich national identity, evolving economic policies, and the artistic expression of a proud Nordic nation. Minted during a time of relative economic stabilization and growing modernity in Iceland, the coin captures essential elements of the country's culture, wildlife, and financial history. Let us take a closer look at this fascinating piece of Icelandic numismatics. To understand the 1992 1 krona coin, it is important to place it within the broader economic and political landscape of Iceland. Iceland, a Nordic island nation in DCR. The North Atlantic had long been reliant on fishing and related maritime industries as its economic foundation. After gaining independence from Denmark in 1944, the country adopted its own currency, the Icelandic krona, ISK, under the governance of the Central Bank of Iceland, Seðlabanki Islands. Throughout the 20th century, Iceland experienced bouts of inflation, particularly in the 1980s. As a result, frequent currency revaluations and coin redesigns were necessary. By the early 1990s, the economy was stabilizing due to government reform, deregulation, and global trade integration. The 1992 1 krona coin emerged from this context as a functional and symbolic expression of this stability. Design and artistic features. One of the most distinctive aspects of Icelandic coins is their design, often rooted in nature and mythology. The 1992 1 krona coin is no exception. Obverse design. The obverse of the coin features the national coat of arms of Iceland. At the center is a traditional shield divided into quarters, each depicting one of the four guardian spirits of Icelandic folklore: a dragon, an eagle or griffin, a bull, a giant. These figures represent the four corners of Iceland and are meant to protect the island. They are positioned standing around a basalt rock, symbolizing the rugged volcanic landscape of the country. The presence of these guardians is both a tribute to Iceland's sagas and a reflection of the resilience of its people. Above the coat of arms, the legend reads, Island, Iceland, and below it is the date 1992, indicating the year of mintage. Reverse designs. The reverse side of the 1 krona coin depicts a codfish, Gadus morhua, the most economically and culturally significant fish species in Iceland. The cod represents Iceland's long-standing reliance on fishing, which remains a pillar of the nation's economy. The denomination, 1 kr, is inscribed to the right of the fish, rendered in clean, modern lettering. This marine-themed imagery is typical of Icelandic coinage, reinforcing national pride in the surrounding sea and its resources. The design was created by Kristín Þorkelsdóttir, a prominent Icelandic artist and graphic designer, who was responsible for many of the coin designs introduced in the 1980s and 1990s. Technical specifications. The 1992 1 krona coin has the following specifications. Composition: nickel-plated steel, weight, approximately 4.5 grams, diameter, 22 millimeters, thickness, around 1.6 millimeters, edge, smooth, plain. Minting authority: Central Bank of Iceland, Sedlabanki Islands. The coin's nickel-plated steel composition reflects a broader trend among global mints during the late 20th century, moving towards more durable and cost-effective materials as part of modern coinage strategies. Economic role and circulation. In 1992, the 1 krona coin was still a relevant and widely used denomination in daily transactions. Iceland, like many other countries with strong social systems and export-driven economies, depended heavily on coins and small notes for everyday purchases. A 1 krona coin at the time could be used for items such as postage stamps, sweets, or as change for small purchases. As inflation gradually eroded the value of the krona over the following decades, the purchasing power of the 1 krona decreased significantly. Nevertheless, the coin remained in circulation for many years, largely due to tradition and utility for rounding off totals in cash transactions. The 1 krona coin serves as a small but potent cultural emblem. The fish motif connects everyday economic exchange with Iceland's dependence on the sea. Fishing has been not just an industry, but a way of life for centuries, shaping cuisine, settlement patterns, and even international relations. Meanwhile, the presence of national symbols like the coat of arms and guardian spirits emphasizes Iceland's independence and unique folklore. The coin design fosters a subtle but persistent sense of identity among Icelanders, reinforcing shared heritage through ordinary usage, collectible and numismatic value. While the 1992 1 krona coin is not considered rare, it holds interest among collectors of world coins, particularly those with thematic interests in Nordic countries, marine life, or modern European coinage. In circulated condition, the coin usually holds modest value, typically ranging from 0.10 to $0.50 USD in global collector markets. However, in uncirculated or mint condition, or as part of a full Icelandic coin set, the value may be higher, particularly if preserved in a commemorative folder or proof set. The coin's appeal lies more in its cultural and aesthetic qualities than in scarcity. For numismatists and history enthusiasts, it offers a tangible connection to early 1990s Iceland, a time of transition, growing modernization, and sustained respect for tradition. Legacy and modern relevance. Though the 1 krona coin still technically exists, its role in Iceland's economy is now mostly symbolic. The gradual move toward digital payments, combined with inflation and evolving economic structures, has rendered small denominations increasingly obsolete in practical terms. Nevertheless, the coin remains a beloved artifact of recent history, often found in tourist shops, coin collections, or forgotten drawers in Icelandic homes. Its continued presence is a subtle reminder of Iceland's heritage, its reliance on the sea, its mythological foundations, and its artistic commitment to national expression. The 1992 Icelandic 1 krona coin may be modest in value and size, but it is rich in meaning and cultural resonance. Combining elegant design, durable construction, and deep national symbolism, it serves as a small yet powerful testament to Iceland's identity and history. Whether examined as a numismatic artifact or simply appreciated as a piece of functional art, the coin offers insights into the resilience, creativity, and independence of the Icelandic people. In an age increasingly dominated by digital currency, coins like this one preserve the tactile and visual heritage of a proud and enduring nation. Next coin.
The 1995 Icelandic 1 krona coin stands as a modest yet significant piece of modern Nordic currency. Though it bears a face value of just 1 krona, its story is deeply rooted in Iceland's monetary evolution and national identity. Issued by the Central Bank of Iceland and featuring distinctive national imagery, the 1995 1 krona coin reflects both Iceland's economic framework and its cultural symbolism. Overview and physical description. The 1 krona coin, minted in 1995, is part of Iceland's modern decimal coinage system. While not made of actual gold, it often has a yellowish hue due to its alloy composition, which gives it a gold-like appearance. This color may mislead casual observers into believing it's made of a precious metal, but in reality, it's composed of nickel brass, a durable and cost-effective material common in low-denomination coinage. Key physical specifications include diameter, 21.5 meters, thickness, approximately 1.7 meters, weight, around 4.5 grams, edge, smooth. Composition, nickel brass, usually a mix of copper, zinc, and nickel. The coin's visual design is minimal yet representative. On the obverse, front, it features the Icelandic coat of arms, consisting of a shield bearing a cross, guarded by 4 mythological protectors of Iceland, known as the Landvettir, a bull Gridangur, a giant bergriesel, a vulture Gamur, and a dragon, Dreki. These figures are drawn from Icelandic folklore and serve as spiritual protectors of each quarter of the island. On the reverse side, the coin shows a stylized depiction of a codfish, Gadus morhua, an important symbol in Iceland's GIU, maritime economy. The denomination 1 kr is clearly printed above or beside the image. The inclusion of the codfish speaks to the centrality of fishing in Iceland's economy and way of life. Historical and economic context. By 1995, Iceland was continuing its gradual integration into global financial systems, especially after economic liberalization trends that began in the late 20th century. While the krona remained a relatively small and fluctuating currency compared to the euro or dollar, it was a robust symbol of national sovereignty and economic self-determination. The krona, introduced in 1874 when Iceland was under Danish rule, replaced the Danish rigsdaler as the official currency. After gaining full independence from Denmark in 1944, Iceland began issuing its own coins and banknotes. The 1 krona coin had been part of Iceland's currency structure since the early 20th century, but its design, composition, and size were periodically revised to reflect economic conditions, inflation, and minting technology. The 1995 edition came at a time of relative economic stability before the banking boom and bust that would hit Iceland in the early 2000s. At this time, small denomination coins like the 1 krona were still commonly used in everyday transactions. Design significance. The kite. Imagery on the coin isn't arbitrary. The mythological protectors on the obverse harken back to the Heimskringla, a collection of sagas about Norwegian kings, including one that narrates King Harald's dream of facing Iceland's guardian spirits. These Landvettir have since become deeply embedded in Icelandic culture and national symbolism. Their presence on the coin underscores a connection to tradition, resilience, and the spiritual guardianship of the nation. On the reverse, the depiction of the codfish isn't just decorative. Codfishing was historically the backbone of Iceland's economy and remains a significant part of its GDP. The fish is not only an economic asset, but also a cultural icon, representing sustenance, survival, and export-driven prosperity. By placing the cod on the 1 krona coin, Iceland reinforces the notion that even its smallest denominations carry weighty cultural meaning. Mintage and circulation. While exact mintage numbers for the 1995 1 krona are not excessively high or low, the coin was produced in sufficient quantity to support general circulation. The coin was minted by foreign mints, often the Royal Mint in the UK or the Mint of Finland, as Iceland does not maintain a domestic coin production facility. Despite inflation and evolving payment habits, the 1 krona coin remained in use throughout the 1990s and early 2000s, although by the late 2010s, small denomination coins were increasingly used less often due to digital transactions and price rounding. Numismatic value and collectability. From a numismatic standpoint, the 1995 Icelandic 1 krona is not especially rare. Its value to collectors usually remains low, typically between $0.20 and $1.50 USD in circulated condition, depending on wear and overall preservation. However, uncirculated or proof specimens, if they exist, could fetch slightly higher prices, particularly in collectors' sets. Collectors interested in Nordic currency, modern coins, or national emblems might find the 1 krona a charming and accessible addition. Its iconic design and symbolism provide rich storytelling value despite its modest market worth. It is also worth noting that, due to its gold-like hue, the coin is sometimes mistaken for a more valuable commemorative issue. However, the 1995 1 krona was not part of a special edition or precious metal series. Its appearance is purely functional and aesthetic, not indicative of rarity or metal content. Modern relic. Although coins like the 1 krona are now rarely used for purchases in Iceland, where prices and payment methods have grown more digital, such coins still function symbolically. They serve as tangible reminders of Iceland's monetary heritage and its blend of folklore, economy, and design philosophy. For educators and students of numismatics, the coin illustrates how a nation can fuse economic utility with national storytelling. Iceland's decision to use its cultural mythology and economic lifeblood, the cod, as the face of its money, speaks to the deep-rooted connection between currency and identity. The 1995 Icelandic 1 krona coin is more than just pocket change. It encapsulates key aspects of Iceland's national narrative: mythology, maritime economy, and sovereignty. Though humble in face value and composition, it remains a compelling artifact of 1990s Iceland, a time of economic steadiness and strong cultural reaffirmation. For collectors, historians, or simply admirers of global coinage, this coin is a small yet significant symbol of how currency can reflect the soul of a nation. Next coin.
The 1999 Icelandic 1 krona coin stands as a subtle yet enduring representation of Iceland's rich cultural heritage and economic stability during the late 20th century. Though modest in face value and commonly overlooked in circulation, this small coin reflects the country's unique identity, natural richness, and evolution in monetary history. Examining its design, composition, historical backdrop, and current collectible value reveals why this coin holds more than just economic worth. Origins and issuance. The 1 krona coin, like other denominations in Iceland's modern coinage, is part of the Icelandic krona, ISK, which has been the national currency since 1874. The modern form of the krona was revalued in 1981 when 100 old krónur were replaced with one new krona. Following this revaluation, new coins were introduced, including redesigned versions of the 1 krona coin. The 1999 issue is one of these post-reform coins. Struck by the Royal Mint in the United Kingdom, which produced many of Iceland's coins, the 1999 1 krona is a standard circulation coin. It was minted during a time when Iceland's economy was relatively stable, with increasing integration into global markets and a rising interest in national branding, both culturally and economically. Physical characteristics. The 1999 Icelandic. Worst krona is a small, lightweight coin, crafted from nickel-plated steel, giving it a silver-like appearance and resistance to corrosion. Its specifications are as follows: diameter, 21.5 mm, weight, 4.8 grams, thickness, approximately 1.5 mm, edge, smooth, plaim, composition, nickel-plated steel. These characteristics make the coin practical for everyday use, durable, cost-effective, to mint, and easy to handle in circulation. Obverse design, the guardian spirits of Iceland. One of the most distinctive and celebrated aspects of the Icelandic 1 krona coin is its obverse, front design. Designed by Kristín Thorkelsdóttir, a prominent Icelandic graphic designer and artist, the coin showcases a stylized codfish gaddismorhua, Iceland's most economically significant and culturally iconic fish. The codfish is more than just a creature from the sea. It is a symbol of Iceland's maritime heritage, central to its fishing industry, which has been the backbone of the nation's economy for centuries. The design portrays the fish in a flowing, graceful style that combines natural realism with Icelandic artistic tradition. Above the fish is the inscription 1 krona, clearly indicating the coin's denomination. This elegant yet simple design reflects Iceland's appreciation for nature and the central role of the sea in Icelandic life. Reverse design, Iceland's coat of arms. The reverse of the 1999 1 krona coin features a detailed rendering of Iceland's coat of arms, another designed by Kristín Thorkelsdóttir. The coat of arms shows a crossed emblem atop a shield, with 4 traditional protectors of Iceland, known as the Landverðir, or guardian spirits. These 4 mythological figures, a dragon, a griffin, a bull, and a giant, are positioned around the shield and are believed to represent the 4 quarters of Iceland: north, south, east, and west. This legend originates from the medieval Icelandic sagas and symbolizes the country's independence, strength, and unity. Surrounding the emblem is the inscription Iceland 1999, identifying the country of origin and the year of minting. This design not only imbues the coin with national pride, but also connects modern Iceland to its mythic and historical past. Circulation and role in daily life. The 1 krona coin in 1999 had limited purchasing power as prices in Iceland had increased significantly since the monetary reform in 1981. By the late 1990s, most goods and services cost hundreds or thousands of krónur, relegating the 1 krona coin to small transactions, such as rounding or giving exact change. Nevertheless, it remained in circulation and in use across the country. Icelandic coinage, including the 1 krona, maintained high production standards and clean, minimalist aesthetics, consistent with the country's broader design culture. Collectible value. From a numismatic standpoint, the 1999 Icelandic 1 krona is not considered rare, as it was minted in relatively large quantities. However, for collectors interested in modern European coinage, maritime-themed coins, or Icelandic cultural symbols, it remains a desirable addition. The coin's market value in uncirculated or mint condition typically ranges from $0.50 to $2 USD, depending on the quality and demand. Circulated examples usually hold no premium over face value. It may also appear in themed coin sets, often paired with other Icelandic denominations or part of Nordic region collections. While it holds limited intrinsic value, its appeal lies in the artistry, symbolism, and context of its issuance. The 1999 issue is particularly interesting for those tracking Iceland's economic history before the banking boom of the early 2000s and the subsequent financial crisis. Symbolism and national identity. Beyond its functional role in commerce, the 1999 Icelandic 1 krona coin represents a fusion of Icelandic identity and practical design. The use of the codfish, the national coat of arms, and traditional motifs reflect the country's desire to assert its independence and preserve cultural heritage while remaining part of the modern world. Iceland's reliance on natural resources, particularly fishing, is embedded within the coin's imagery. The Landvættir emphasize Iceland's mythological landscape, reminding citizens and collectors alike of the narratives that shape the nation. The 1999 Icelandic 1 krona coin may be small in size and low in face value, but it offers a rich story of national identity, economic history, and artistic design. Through its codfish motif and mythological heraldry, it connects the past to the present, embodying the spirit of a resilient island nation. Whether in a collector's case or passed from hand to hand in Reykjavik, this coin reminds us that even the most modest currency can reflect a nation's soul. For numismatists and history enthusiasts, the 1999 1 krona is more than just a coin. It's a symbol of Iceland's enduring connection to its seas, its stories, and its sovereignty. Next. Coin.
The Icelandic krona coin from 2005 is more than just a monetary unit. It represents a blend of cultural heritage, national pride, and economic history. Minted by the Central Bank of Iceland, this modest coin encapsulates Iceland's connection to the sea, its independent spirit, and its evolving financial system. Though it holds only a small face value, the krona coin serves as a meaningful artifact in the narrative of Iceland's numismatic development. In this script, we'll explore the design, symbolism, historical significance, and present-day value of the 2005 Icelandic krona coin. Design overview. The 1 krona coin from 2005 is crafted in a minimalist and practical style, reflecting Iceland's design philosophy. It is made of nickel-plated steel, giving it a silvery appearance. The coin is small, light, and circular in shape, with a smooth edge, diameter, approximately 21.5 mm thickness, about 1.5 mm weight, around 3.9 grams composition. Nickel-plated steel on the obverse side. The coin features a stylized image of a codfish lorska in Icelandic, an emblematic species vital to Iceland's economy and heritage. The fish is surrounded by the inscription 1 krona and the year of minting, 2005. The artwork is both elegant and informative, celebrating the nation's deep connection with its surrounding waters. The reverse side displays the 4 traditional protectors of Iceland, known as the Landvættir, which include a dragon, a griffin, a bull, and a giant. These spirits are depicted on larger denominations like the 1, 5, 10, 50, and 100 krona coins. However, on the krona coin, the reverse traditionally features just the codfish, making it distinctive among the coinage. Historical background. Iceland's journey with its national currency began in earnest during the 19th century, when it moved away from Danish coinage to establish its own monetary system. The krona, derived from the Danish and Swedish krona, became the official currency in 1874, and Iceland began issuing coins under its own name. The modern krona coin was first introduced in its current design in 1981. Following the currency reform that began in 1981, when the Icelandic krona was revalued at 100 old krona to a new krona. The 2005 issue continued this design tradition, reflecting both economic necessity and a desire for national imagery. By 2005, Iceland had become a stable European nation with a strong sense of national identity. The codfish on the coin symbolizes one of Iceland's primary industries, fishing, which remains a crucial pillar of its economy. At the time, Iceland's economy was growing, and its currency played a role in representing that growth on the international stage. Symbolism and cultural significance. The codfish depicted on the krona coin is no arbitrary choice. Cod has been central to Iceland's economy for centuries, especially during the era of the Cod Wars, a series of disputes between Iceland and the United Kingdom over fishing rights in the North Atlantic. These confrontations helped define Iceland's sovereignty and determination to protect its maritime resources. The inclusion of the codfish symbolizes economic lifeline. Fishing accounts for over 40% of Iceland's exports. Cultural icon, cod is not just food, but also a part of Icelandic folklore and national identity. Territorial pride. The image is a subtle reminder of the country's maritime rights and independence. Additionally, the year 2005 marked continued economic growth for Iceland before the financial crisis that would hit in 2008. The coin, therefore, captures a moment in time before a major turning point in the country's recent history. Minting and circulation. The Arlingling krona coins were minted by the Royal Mint in the United Kingdom, which has been responsible for producing many of Iceland's coins due to the country's lack of a domestic minting facility. These coins were intended for general circulation and were distributed throughout Iceland for everyday transactions. Given the low denomination, krona coins were often used for small purchases or as part of change. However, due to inflation and economic changes in the following years, lower denominations, including the krona, gradually became less relevant in daily life. Numismatic value and collectability. From a numismatic perspective, the 20051 krona coin holds moderate value. It is not particularly rare, as many were minted for circulation. However, collectors often seek it for various reasons. Cultural significance. It reflects Iceland's maritime tradition. The codfish motif is iconic and attractive. Series completeness. Collectors of modern Icelandic coins often seek to complete year sets. In circulated condition. The Arlingling krona coin typically holds a value close to its face amount, approximately krona, which is a fraction of a US cent. However, uncirculated or proof specimens, if available, might fetch a slightly higher price, ranging from 50 cents to $2, depending on condition and seller. Decline in use and legacy. As with many coins globally, the krona has seen diminished use over time. Inflation and changes in purchasing behavior, especially the shift toward electronic payments, have reduced the need for small coins. In recent years, discussions in Iceland have even considered phasing out smaller denominations altogether, including the krona. However, as of 2005 and the immediate years following, the coin remained in active circulation, regardless of its current practical use. The krona coin remains an important piece of Iceland's numismatic and cultural legacy. It stands as a modest yet proud emblem of a nation that values its independence, natural resources, and unique heritage. Conclusion. The Icelandic krona coin from 2005 may be small in size and value, but its importance transcends its physical attributes. It embodies the nation's economic reliance on the sea, the pride in self-governance, and the aesthetic simplicity rooted in Icelandic design. As we look at this coin today, it offers more than a snapshot of monetary history. It provides a cultural insight into one of Europe's most resilient and distinctive nations. For collectors, historians, and those intrigued by Icelandic culture, the krona coin from 2005 serves as a meaningful artifact worth remembering.